goes Joe and the stamps. First shot of the stamps. We're here for part 2 of Conversations on Elvis. Everyone entering the Orpheum for part 2 of Conversations.
And this 12-month celebration.
While waiting for Conversations to begin, there's a trivia on the screen and little snippets from Elvis concerts and activities. Jailhouse Rock.
In Elvis's career and also in the career and the life of Memphis, Tennessee, I want to welcome first to the stage from the Commercial Appeal, Mr. Mike Lawler. Author, writer, journalist, welcome to the stage. Have a seat right here. Also, the photo archives manager for Elvis Presley Enterprises, and you'll be finding out he's got kind of a family connection with Elvis, Mr. Robert Dye from EPE. Robert. You've got one of those jobs like Angie that everybody.
The focus from the beginning was to show Elvis's connection to Memphis and how Memphis affected Elvis, how it helped to create him, and then how Elvis helped to change Memphis. So that was our real focal point.
People talk about that all over the world, they know the word Elvis. I would also get Elvis in 1958 in the Army, went to work for Elvis in 1960, and worked for him until 1977, continues to work for him. So my calculations, this guy's worked for Elvis for a little over 50 years. Ladies and gentlemen, from Chicago, Illinois, Diamond Joe Esposito. Welcome, sir.
He still keeps me busy today. I cannot believe it's been 33 years this morning.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. But what I love about it, look at all these beautiful fans out here.
Yep.
Still honoring Elvis, and we will do it to all our lives. Just think about Elvis, all these years, and he still is popular. He's more popular now because a lot of young people like him. And I said, well, it's a question we can never answer, but how I feel, I think God gave him a gift that he didn't give to anybody else in our lives. And that's why he's still loved today. When you meet him, it's such an aura about him that you can't help but like him. When they get sad or depressed, they put on an Elvis song. And it makes them feel good. And that's the thing about it. All his music's fabulous, and it's just him, just a human being. He's still fabulous in all of our minds.
Yeah, he's at the Mid-South Coliseum. That was a big deal for him.
Oh, absolutely, because, you figure, this is his hometown, maybe he won't be as popular as he would be in other towns. But the town went crazy when he came here. It was amazing. It's like the first time he was here.
Yeah.
I mean, the audience was fabulous, and they all loved him here, and that's just Elvis. I mean, you cannot help but love the man.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it.
Organized and ran a tour like that, but you had to leave the hotel. Take me through what an afternoon was when you were out of town having to get Elvis from the hotel to the venue.
Well, like I say, in those days, there's no cell phones right yet, but everything has to be pre-organized before we even start the tour. Basically, here's what I tell people all the time: we go to a city the night before. We're going to play the show the next day. We leave after one night, after the show, go right to, as you've seen in all the documentaries, go right to the car, right to the airplane, get on the airplane, fly to the next city. Get there, 1 o'clock in the morning or something. Go right to the hotel. The cars will be picking us up. Colonel would be there ahead of time, handing everybody their room keys because he pre-registered us. When we go to the hotel, security would take us up to the top floor, whatever it was. We usually rent a whole floor. And security was at the elevators, and so nobody could be on that floor. And we go there, and Elvis, I'll wake you up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we used to go to sleep around 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. We were like vampires. And then the sun come up, we all went to the dark room. We didn't want the sun to hit us.
Yeah.
So, and that's the way it was every night. And he'd get up, we'd have dinner, go to the concert. He would get there at intermission after the Swing Inspirations and Jack Gaines. we would get their intermission time. You walk on stage, do the show, walk off the stage, go to the next city. And that's the way it was, city after city.
So when Elvis, and I want to bring him out, his name is Earl Harrell. He can tell us about his life growing up in Memphis, and he's got some wonderful stories. So welcome from Memphis, Earl Harrell. Hello, sir. Come on out. Have a seat right here, that first meeting of seeing Elvis.
Well, the first meeting I saw Elvis, I was working out at Mallory Air Force Depot on Jackson Avenue back in 1953. And Elvis was working for the electrical company, and they had a contract. He was driving that truck. They had an electrical contract to bring supplies out to this warehouse that had some sensitive work going on, and Elvis could not get in. The people had been cleared security, and they would call in their supplies, and Elvis would bring them out the next day on the truck. Well, I might be on the gate the next day when he came in the truck. Of course, I didn't know him, but here you load the truck in, and you'd see the guitar in the truck. The next day, I might be working what they call warehouse patrol, and I'd be up walking through the warehouses, and he might be sitting out on the ramp, which was about as high as this stage from there. He'd be playing on his guitar and waiting on the people to come out and get his supplies and unload the truck. So this went on for a while, and later on that fall, I ran into Elvis, and I didn't really recognize him at first, and he didn't know me, but I was with another couple, and he was dating, and I was playing pinball machine, and Elvis came in with a girl that they knew the other one, and make a long story short, they wound up, this girl asked for a piece of pie, told her boyfriend she wanted a piece of pie, and Elvis's date said, well, I'd like to have a piece too. So I'm running back over to the pinball machine. 10 or 15 minutes later, I happened to be back at the table where they were, and Elvis got up and he liked a quarter, having enough money to pay his ticket. So I loaned him a quarter. I never did get that quarter back.
Heard of. And, oh, look, here's Angie now with that music project. It's just like on Let's Make It the Little Project is someone we all know, ladies and gentlemen, Ernst Jorgensen. Ernst, come on out. Welcome, sir. Let's take a look right here. Welcome to QVC. You can't hide behind the music. Tell us about what we have got here. This has been under guard back here in the back this afternoon.
All right. Well, I could do that, but I need to say something before that.
Sure.
Some of you, many of you, will probably agree with me on one thing. That is that Roger Seaman, my partner, and I probably have the best job in the world. No matter why don't we do a box set that has all of Elvis's masters in there, all the rarities that we think we need to add to give a broader picture of the whole thing, and why don't you guys just do a big 200-page book about it all the facts, all the stories, all, his entire career in one project. We could see that we'd been wrong. I mean, there was still something that we had never done. We hadn't even dared dream about that. And this is what this is.
Well, thank you. You'll never know what a happy I am to be here. Someone asked me this morning, what did I miss about Memphis? And I said, everything.
Long distance information of Memphis, Tennessee. How do we find